And we're back with before and after of Death of Stalin, Vulcan and the cast. So this is created by Academy Award nominated creator, can't see my finger,
Of Veep.
of Veep and In the Loop. I haven't seen Veep, heard great things. I have never heard of In the Loop. And this movie stars a lot of people. So what are your expectations?
I'm excited for the cast.
Yeah, the cast. I heard he's really great in it. Oscar, Jason Isaacs is really great. Haven't seen Steve Buscemi in anything recently, so that's always nice. Also heard that it's like a super international thing. This is based off a French graphic novel.
Okay.
And then it's like a French-UK co-production. And it's all about Russia, and apparently it's banned in Russia.
Is it because they were talking about Stalin?
No, it's supposed, all the jokes apparently addresses all the stuff that's going on in Russia right now, I think. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, the trailer is pretty fun. I love how they speak American British accents rather than Russian, because I think that would defeat the whole purpose if they all spoke Russian accents, because I don't think any of them could give a convincing Russian accent.
Yeah.
And it would just be a pain to watch.
And it's banned in Russia anyways.
Yeah. So no one cares in Russia. Or they probably do, but it's like... Anyways, so yeah, I'm excited. Jeffrey Tambor is in it. I haven't seen him in anything in a while. I'm expecting some satire comedy to laugh on Mother's Day at Russians. So that's it.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, Happy Mother's Day. Go hug your mom. Or hug a mother figure in your life. I don't know. Anyways, this is before and this is after. Wow, that was interesting.
Very interesting. Tonally, like the rhythm kind of switches.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say it's not the usual like belly laugh humor. It's like the dry humor that goes on throughout the whole film. Yeah. Because it's a very satire-ish film, and it would help tremendously. Like, it would help tremendously if you know the background of what happened.
I mean, if I knew more about what actually happened, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah.
So, like, if you go into this, like, just thinking, oh, it's a satire about Russians, and you don't know much, then it's going to be a lot harder to sell for you.
It would definitely not help you to know more about the background if you haven't known already.
Yeah, it doesn't teach you that much.
It doesn't.
It's just name dropping people.
You assume you know like who is who, like from just a title card in the beginning, and they won't go back to it after. So
I think it also sets up, like you were saying, the pacing and the tone. It's very different because like in the beginning they start out with the whole play thing, then it's very American humor because like fear, and then they have to like redo the entire orchestra. And then they jump to like the whole plotting after he dies, or like the fact that he died, and that kind of joke is still kind of Americanized. But like halfway through the film, it changes, and then it becomes very dry, and it's very situational, and it's like very dry humor, and I think
it's really runs on dialogues too, like from between people, and then from they're talking about, covering their own asses at his funeral, and then his dead body behind him. They're still talking about like covering their own asses.
Yeah, it's like very situational. It's like being like talking at a funeral, like about covering their asses. Like you gotta find that funny, or else you're gonna be like, what? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Definitely for me personally, I think I need to rewatch this again.
Yeah, when it's on Netflix, we'll watch a couple more times.
I think it helps too if you just know who did what. I mean, the bigger names I knew, but like the lesser known people, not so much. Yeah, well,
the whole committee basically is about like this community of people after Stalin's death. Spoiler.
Oh no!
In the title. Yeah, to just kind of have their own scheme and own agenda of doing things.
Yeah. I mean, Jason Isaac was pretty funny, but it's very American funny, like a big cowboy type of like, well, what are you guys doing? Freaking like, I'm the number one in the army, and let me take care of this type of vibe. And
he's the muscle. Like he's
the
like
physical humor.
Like he doesn't make decisions, but he executes. Yeah, he executes whatever they make.
Yeah, though I think the last quarter of the film was very rushed because a lot of things happened.
Yeah, it takes place within like the few days of the funeral, whereas like the first and second act where they took part of within a week.
Yeah.
Like in between his death. Yeah. And then just the last part was just like a couple of days after the funeral.
So what do you think?
Yeah, overall? I mean, I would recommend it if you're under understand or if you're well aware of the history.
Yeah, if you know in the history, you gotta watch this because
Yeah,
it's just
if
like
you're walking in blindfolded, I wouldn't recommend this
Yeah.
as a comedy.
because you won't get it because it's not just you gotta realize how messed up that time was with Stalin doing with his thing. I mean, like basically most people would know, but to actually know what he did and what they did afterwards, like it's a lot more hard hitting. And it's like watching Infinity War without watching the previous films. It's the same kind of deal. You don't want to do that. But yeah, overall, I mean, everyone had a good presence. Their chemistry was pretty good. Though I think Steve Buscemi's like performance was very like.
He has the most screen time,
But it's like
and the
very
most
jarring
dialogue,
because it's
yeah.
like you definitely feel that he doesn't belong to this like era or time, whereas everyone else is like British enough or European enough that they sort of feel like, okay, if they just spoke with Russian accents or spoke like dialogue Russians, then they feel. But for some reason, I felt like Steve, it just felt like he's an American actor in this. So I don't know, that was kind of off-putting in some sense. But overall, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. Definitely will watch it again, just to get more of the jokes and just
to understand the film entirely.
yeah. Filming wise, what do you think of the cinematography?
They shot it like a documentary
Yeah.
style, so like it's very, I mean, carrying on the satire move, almost like a mockumentary.
Right.
Yeah, but then to me, like, as they were speaking in different accents, like American and British, it felt more like a stage play than an actual movie.
Yeah.
Because they go from setting to settings. Huge, long scenes just in one setting.
Right.
So like it felt like a stage play.
Yeah, I agree. And definitely that scene where they find his body, they're just stepping around this like crap all the time, and that visual gag of them stepping into it and with everyone coming in. So I think it does a lot. Like in terms of jokes, there's a lot of variety, different types of dry humor, physical humor.
And lots of things were deliberately like done in a way that will feel that, oh, it's a satire.
Yeah.
Like it's dry humor, like you said.
I mean, like, you probably have to know that going into this movie. And anyways, we're done here. Talked to this rambling already. So yeah, Death of Stalin, interesting. Definitely will look out for like this director and whatever he's working on next. And yeah, just glad to see this team working together. And that's it for this before and after of Death of Stalin. Later.